Welcome back, our people. Wake Up Humans here with Dr. Drew Henderson. How you doing, my man?
That's right, my man. I'm good. It's another great Tuesday. It's
Drew, let me tell you something. You're the greatest addition to this thing. People are loving you, my man.
Man, I'm enjoy being on it. It's great, dude. I,
They're
I
loving
look
your
forward to it
brilliance.
every Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to have these conversations, and it's funny how we talk about innate provides, and we
Hmm.
always have something to talk about, and we'll talk in a minute about what we're talking about. But I also want you. I don't know if you heard the new intro that our boy Rich made us, and
Yeah, that's
we
great.
we got a new sponsor, Dynamic Essentials. So let's thank them for jumping on board as a
Yeah,
sponsor and
thank
helping
you,
the movement.
DE.
They're
Thank you,
always there to
DE.
step it up and support
Yeah,
the chiropractic, right?
yeah, and Dynamic Essentials has supported chiropractic for 61 years.
Yeah.
61 years. If it was not for Dynamic Essentials, um, a lot of chiropractic schools would not be in existence. We know Life University, Life West would not, Life Nebraska, um, Sherman, you name it, would not be in existence.
And it's for non-chiropractic people listening to this. The beauty of it is, you become a result of who you hang out with. And, why Dynamic Essentials is so important to me, and I know you, is it's really taught me about life and how to be a better human being and man, and taught me principles that have helped me achieve success and come through troubled times and given me my greatest friendships. And that's what we want to do is on a greater scale. I mean, we've got lay people now, patients that are coming to DE to the meetings to get filled with what we're teaching there, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and it's nothing at DE that the patient cannot hear.
Right.
It's not some bullshit stuff going on. It's just life principles, chiropractic principles, lasting purpose of giving, loving, serving, doing out of your own abundance with no expectation of return.
And that's it right there is that, if more people in this world could live with the lasting purpose mindset, and people listening
Mhm.
to this really need to dig deep and understand and try to understand what that means, it will transform their life. And Dr. Sid's books always talk about it. The throwing the knife and consistency and persistency and not quitting and time and repetition. And the
Yeah,
ultimate outcome is to give, love, serve on a bigger level.
yeah, it is. And DE told us um, how to be a man, and it teaches women how to be women.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean like in a sexist way, but it teaches us how to be the people that we can be proud of,
Right.
like living a life that you can hang your hat on.
That's right. To be a
Like
great
that's
human being.
yeah. It's
So you texted me Thursday, and I'm like, we got to talk about this on the show. You said maybe we don't realize how good we're doing because we keep raising the bar.
yeah,
I mean, an
yeah.
absolute bomb that you just dropped on me at 8:25 a.m.
Hmm.
And I just wrote, "Oh, I love that. That's a great conversation for us." So maybe we don't realize how good we're doing because we keep raising the bar. So let's talk about that, my man.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. If we could hit, in the 1920s, a 6 minute mile, man, we're smoking. But
Mm.
now we're at what, like a 3 minute mile or something, like the world record holder.
Some
We
kid
we
just broke
just
it, right?
Yeah, yeah. We just keep progressing. We just keep progressing. I know when I was in clinic, it was in school, it was amazing to have like 5 adjustments in a day. I
Yeah.
rocked it out, you know. It's seems like now I can do 5 adjustments on one breath,
Yeah.
start cranking. It's just like, let's go, and we
You
just
you
keep
don't
getting
you don't know what
better.
you're capable of until you get there. And then
Yeah,
when you get there, you realize you're capable of more.
yeah, yeah. And that's it. It's just, like the whole thing where you like raise your hand and then hold it there as high as you can. And then you do it a little bit more, as high as you can. Oh, a little bit more. We can always give a little bit more. We can always serve a little bit bigger. Always,
Right. And the
always.
whole thing about raising our standard or raising the bar,
Yep.
That's a big one. It's like, what is the standard we're at now? And for people to look at how they're living their life and what their values are and where their standard or where their bar is. And are they capable? Are we capable of more?
Yeah, always,
Yeah,
always. That's why when people ask us like, "How are you doing?" You're perfect,
right.
not perfect. You're perfect.
That's right.
We're working on it.
There's patients that'll ask me, will I ever be perfect? I'm like, what is perfect? I
Yeah,
figured we'll figure that out when we go to heaven and meet our maker someday.
yeah. It won't be here earthbound. You know,
No.
it won't be. It's you drinking moonshine tonight, bro. That's awesome. That's that's how we rock it, man.
Connecticut's finest distilled water or purified. I don't know. All right, been
Yeah,
hearing a lot about this hydrogen water, man. I don't know if I should start drinking hydrogen water.
yeah. How I don't know. I've seen that. I don't know anything about it.
Right.
It's I did get me some liquid death the other day. You ever seen that?
Liquid, liquid what?
Liquid death.
What is that?
It's
That sounds
like
like something I don't want to
water
drink.
in a can.
Is that good
And
for
it
you?
Yeah, it looks like an energy drink. I thought it was an energy drink that was alcoholic. I didn't know what it was. Um, then I read it. I'm like, oh, it's just water. So I got it, and I mean, it's not bad. It looks like I'm boozing it up going down the road. So I just
Oh,
drank it at home.
did you read the whole label and see what the hell's in that thing?
It's just water. They have plain water. They have fizzy water. Um, and then they have like flavors. I don't get the flavors. I don't really drink a whole lot of that. I got it. I'm like, huh, this is weird. Drinking water in a
Perryville's
can.
finest.
Yeah, got it at the dollar store. It's like drinking a flat Coke.
That's right. That's right. You're insane. Well, let's get back on point, man. We strayed off a little bit there. I mean, you took us under the bar there, Drew. I don't know what happened right there.
Either, man. It's been a long day. Been a long ass day. Oh, Tuesdays I'm by myself in the office, so it gets insane. You know.
Sometimes you want to be alone and sometimes you don't. Like last weekend, I was home alone. Kane was out all weekend with his girlfriend, and Tammy and the girls were off skiing in Utah. I'm not good alone sometimes, man.
Oh man.
You know,
No, it
I
just
got stay out of trouble and just not fall beyond that bar that we're talking about. So I got busy doing yard work and climbing trees with my chainsaw, and my hands are all cut up. I should have wore gloves, but I'm still too stupid to do that.
no.
But when you have those times, it's like you have a lot of time to think, and I'm listening to like these audio books and everything. And it's one of my buddies came over and he's like, "What are you listening to there?" And he goes, "Why are you always doing all this improvement stuff, like self-improvement stuff? You're good enough the way you are." And I said, I get bored, man. I got to keep looking for ways to grow.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. That's part of that raising that bar,
Yeah.
like over and over. Like we're never there.
Mm.
As soon as we're ripe is when we start to rot. What BJ said. We don't have it together.
Do you think there's like some unhealthiness in that, like where maybe we should just kick back and relax?
I mean, I think we do.
Yeah.
It's still relative. Um, I think we relax. I mean, I relax a good bit. Like I get on my bike, I'll ride, I go to basketball games, love basketball. I watch basketball games on TV. NASCAR season starting. We're like,
500s this weekend.
oh yeah, yeah. Where you just don't even have to think about anything, but you just lose yourself for a few hours. It don't matter what's going on, and
Yeah.
just be at peace for a little bit. And no work. Phone is over somewhere else. You're just watching the game, watching the race.
Yeah.
It's not I'm not too good just laying on the beach doing anything. I need to be doing something.
I like to walk on the beach. I like to go on the beach
Yep.
and talk to the seagulls and, just kind of get down there and hear the waves and get some exercise in. But as far as sitting there, I'll sit down for a little bit, but I don't last long, man. It's like it's got
No,
stuff to do.
no, and I love to go for a ride. Just go get in the car, take the top off the Jeep, and just putter in the wind and just chill, listen to some good music and just get reconnected,
You know what's funny about what you just said that with going for a ride? A buddy of mine, um, we're looking to buy a building for one of our practices, and it's like you could hire a realtor and go out there. And I said, when it's right, it'll pop up. Like it's the way it's always worked for me with real estate. You put it out in the universe and something pops up. So he called me today and he went for a ride just to go think. He's got some personal stuff going on. He said, I like to just go for a ride. And he came upon a building in the perfect spot where we're looking, just went on the market, first sale by owner. And he called me and he said, I think I found it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you allowed yourself that space and you talk about innate providing.
Hmm.
It just never fails if you just allow yourself that space.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have to give that to ourselves, and even give that to ourselves for the people that we take care of.
Well, that's the
Because
outcome, right? We're looking to serve and
yeah,
take care of more people.
we got to take care of ourselves. And if we don't, we're going to be, be less than 100% when it counts,
Yeah.
and that's, we have to be clear ourselves. We have to get under regular care ourselves. The law is the same for us. Principle is the same for us.
Right.
If we're not under regular care, we wonder why we're not growing, why we're stagnant. Um, that top bone in your neck,
Yep.
you know, that's it.
Now, every time I get adjusted, I got adjusted yesterday and I was pretty off. Like I did a lot of work this week and I beat the hell out of myself. And I got into town early. I put the Super Bowl on my phone. I don't have a TV, and I missed most of it. I was falling asleep and just chilling. And I couldn't wait till Monday to come get checked. And it was like you talk about, we joke and say turn your power on, but every time I lay there and I get adjusted, and I just feel life come back to my body. I literally say it all the time. How do people live without this?
Yeah, I don't get it. Life is hard enough, um, with the Lord and with chiropractic. I can't imagine it without. It would be so hard. I know at DE, our buddy Eddie Martinez, right before I go up on stage, I'm like, Eddie, come here. I need to get checked. And he'll adjust me. And then I know I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like that's my cue. Like, all right, now it's like the helmet's on. I'm good to go. And it's because the principle's the same for us. I want to
Yeah.
make sure I'm clear.
So, you talk about raising the bar, and I like to say raising our standards. And that's a heck of a statement you just made about life is hard enough with the Lord and with chiropractic care. So you're living clear,
Mhm.
living spiritually connected, and life is still tough.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that are living life without the Lord and without chiropractic care. I can't
Mhm.
imagine living life that way. And people do not need to live that way. I mean, they could raise their
No.
standard and get more connected from within, physically, emotionally, and spiritually by getting their atlas cleared out, and
Yeah.
then build their faith in the
Yeah.
creator, and life will
Yeah.
be much better.
I mean, it'll be 180 degrees different. I
Mm,
mean, just like that. But
mm,
you have to choose that.
right.
That's the thing. We have to choose it. We can't choose it for people. Like,
No.
they have to come in and get adjusted. It's not some Reiki whatever where we can do it remotely. You have to come in, get on the table, right side up or left side up, whatever, get adjusted.
Right.
You have to,
It,
and it's important to us, and it needs to be important to other people. And if they understand what we know, it will be.
right. Right.
You
We
know.
had a woman come in today who's been through a lot,
Mhm.
and about 80% of her spine is fused together from surgeries. And there's parts of her spine we can't touch. But the most important part we could touch, which is her atlas. And I adjusted her atlas and she smiled. And on her way out, she said, I feel different. I said, your life
Yeah.
will never be the same again.
Mhm.
One bone.
Yeah.
And this poor lady's been just, she's pretty successful too. And she's gutsed through life. but that one adjustment, I had goosebumps. It was just awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful person.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. It's just that one time, and then she's gonna go tell other people,
Oh yeah.
and then those people will find themselves a chiropractor.
Right.
And if that chiropractor is doing chiropractic, they're gonna get adjusted,
Yeah.
and then it just multiplies.
I see all online. It seems to be the time of year where these guys and girls are doing these, come in for your $49 exam and, trying to advertise and get them in. And, I'm like, you know what? No, you're going to pay good money for the exam with us because we're going to actually change your life because this is not a business. This is a mission. It's our purpose. Like, I don't want to bait and switch you with a little
Mm,
gimmick on Facebook ads. Like, this is
mm,
no joke.
mm.
You're going to get your
No,
life changed here, and we're the best of the best at adjusting. We train all the time. We work our butt off. These young docs I got with me now, they're putting time and energy, and we're training all the time now and
yeah,
talking and conversations. And it's exciting because it's like brought my energy back to a level, like the excitement that's happening because they have a higher standard. They understand the upper cervical spine. They understand the different energy and the depths and don't adjust too forcefully if you don't have to, and different ways to adjust them. And the
mm,
outcome is to get them clear, knowing they're clear, and leave it that way because that's our standard with chiropractic care. And that's what we talk, the atlas. It's all about that atlas. I mean, everywhere around my building, my keychains, I've got atlases everywhere because that's the driving force in life that's going to connect people to their maker and have faith in what created them from a sperm and an egg that gives them
yeah,
power.
yeah. Um, and when the people know that, their lives and the people around them's lives will be different. There was a hairdresser come in. They come in late today. They're like, "Hey, we're running behind. Um, please wait." We wait, like we here. Um, she was saying that she's cutting somebody's hair today, has vertigo, constipation, took um like a half a bottle of Miralax, still constipated. She like, you got to go get adjusted. You have to go get adjusted. And she's not been a patient for very long. Um, because that bone that goes around your brainstem even controls your gut.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's right. So maybe she's gonna come in. If not here, like just somewhere, she needs to get cleared out. But the more people get it, because it's simple, you know, it's simple. The more people get it, the more their life's gonna change, the more the state is gonna change, the more the nation's gonna change.
Imagine that.
You know.
Everyone's on this bandwagon of make America healthy again.
Hmm.
And RFK is a big advocate of chiropractic. He loves it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to hear him preaching about it. He's going
Mm.
after the chemicals and the foods and everything, which is great. But at the end of the day, people that eat bad food, if they have a strong nervous system, they're going to adapt better. But imagine a strong nervous system eating better food is the perfect combination. So we need to be shouting from the rooftops, make America clear.
Yeah.
That's the foundation is your nervous system controls every system of the body.
Yeah.
If people start there, then everything else just falls into place a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah. And it's just all about adaptability. If we can adapt,
Right.
we're going to be as healthy as we can be. If we can't adapt, that's when sickness and disease and symptoms come.
Right.
And symptoms doesn't mean that we're not adapting. Like
Right.
let's say I eat some rotten fish and I start throwing up, have diarrhea. Some people would say I'm sick, but if it's rotten fish, that's a healthy response.
You're expressing health in ways you don't like.
Yeah, and that's great. Get it out of me. Let's move on.
That's right.
No more fish. It's really not rocket science. And when we talk to people, um, as you know, normal people, we're not the fancy doctor. You know what I mean? We're not the fancy doctor. We're telling them the truth. We're delivering the goods. We let our results talk for themselves.
But we tell our patients, you're the real doctor. You do the healing.
Yep.
We got to master our craft and be awesome at it. That's a lot of
Hmm.
training,
Yep.
right? We're going to put our hands on people and detect and correct subluxation.
Hmm.
Got to be the best at it. We got to be well trained and versed in that, especially with all the different body types and, amount of forces and energy we're dealing with. But at the
Yeah,
end of
you
the
don't have to light them up.
no,
It's easy. It's gentle. It's easy. That little bone weighs nothing.
right,
I mean, it's just, couple of grams, don't weigh much. It don't
right.
take much to move it when you're in the right place at the right time, right direction.
Amen.
It's and Dr. Claudia, she will mouth this because I say it so many times for 20 years, almost 19 years, and it's the truth. And I'll tell people, if I cut your arm now, you're gonna heal up. 2 minutes after you die, if I cut you, you won't. Now,
Mm.
why is that? Because you don't have that life in you anymore. The only thing that heals us is the life that God put inside of us. Genesis 2:7, He made us and breathed life into us. That's the only thing that heals us. The only thing that we do is remove interference to that life, and then you function like He created you to function, and
Right,
then you're healed.
right,
Then you start to heal if it's supposed to happen.
right,
Sometimes people don't heal. We know that there's the limitations of matter. Um, it's just not going to happen.
right.
But living clear is a way that we heal. You
Amen.
cannot ever fix a mechanical problem with a chemical solution.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
pills don't move bones.
And the more educating the public gets on this and it becomes commonplace, it's going to make a heck of a lot more sense.
Hmm.
We're not the creators of this. Drew and Steve are not the creators of this. These principles have been around for thousands of years, but this thing called chiropractic, it's been around, what, over 130 years,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
since 1895, September 18th.
Human beings. We're not talking about guinea pigs and mice in laboratories.
Mm.
We're talking human beings getting checked and detected, subluxations for a long, that's millions of people. The
Yeah,
stuff works. It's results.
yeah, it is. And it all started, if you don't know this, Harvey Lillard, uh, janitor, black man, sixth floor of the Ryan building. D.D. Palmer's like, "Hey, Harv, come here." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Why can't you hear?" He said, "Well, I stooped over, heard a pop, and ever since then, I can't hear." So he started adjusting him, and I think 3 times over 2 days. I think that's right. Um, then at the end of that 2 days, he could hear the horses on the cobblestone street 6 floors below. That's it. You know, that's
Very first
chiropractic.
chiropractic patient is a deaf man getting his hearing back. Imagine
Yep,
that.
yep.
Yeah.
And we'll say sciatica all day long, but it's so much bigger than that. So much bigger than deafness.
Mm.
It is, as BJ said, one of the biggest ideas I know of.
Right. Right. That's awesome, man. And
It
it's,
is.
we don't tell people we're going to go treat people for deafness because we don't like the word treat. I actually got to get with my marketing team because they put something out there today that I caught wind of real quick and it had the word treat in it. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that word treat. Like, but I've been so busy today, I haven't been able to get to them. But it's an honest mistake, right? It's language they use in the medical profession, but we take care of people. And what ends up healing is between them and their body, which we see all the time. I like to say we take care of people and those symptoms and those things they've been diagnosed with take care of themselves because we're getting to the root cause.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's because words matter. Like they
Big
matter a
time.
lot. Like
Right.
we even talk to each other about the way we talk about ourselves and to ourselves.
Right.
Words matter, and we're not treating anything, but we are correcting a subluxation.
Right.
We're correcting that nerve pressure, and
Right.
because when we're treating something, that means that if there's no symptom, there's nothing to do. But we know that they can be um, um, bad things going on in the body before their symptoms coming up.
Right.
The first sign of a heart attack is usually the heart attack,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we will correct subluxations when there's nerve pressure present. We're going to remove that nerve pressure.
Yeah.
Then our job is done.
I mean, life's just better, not subluxated, period.
Yeah.
Your body has a better chance of adapting with a fully functional nervous system, period. And that's
Yep.
enough reason in and of itself to have, every man, woman, and child check for subluxation, just make sure they're not walking around subluxated.
Yeah. Yeah. Little boy today, he just turned 1. He had just woke up from his nap. Um, Adjusted him. He didn't want to come to me. His mom was holding him. I'm like, you just hold him. He just woke up, adjusted him, and he just like looked over, started smiling. Then he wanted to come to me. I'm like, yes, because they know what happens.
Right.
They don't have society telling them any different. He just like, shoot, I just got woke up, literally in the car, and now literally in my mom's arms when he checked that atlas.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bump. It's not much. It's easy.
Right.
It's not forceful.
Right.
It's not forceful, man. But we live a blessed life, bro. We like, like our mentor, one of them, Dr. Dita Yumber said, we are blessed to be a blessing.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
could not imagine not taking care of people.
what else would you do?
Yeah. I mean, I literally do not see myself retiring.
Why would you?
Yeah. Like, what am I gonna do?
Drew Henderson, a lot of lives get hurt, man, if you retire.
Yeah. You too, man. You too. I
Well,
know mine would be.
you know,
You have served me and my loved ones um well for 20 years, bro.
dude, listen, that's a blessing, and I would say ditto. I mean, we're blessed to have our relationship, and more people should be as blessed. And, we serve a bigger purpose. We do it together and our closest friends. You look at our circle, some of the texts we have between, Eddie Martinez and Brian Lieberman and Dr. Umber and DE, like our board is constantly working on what can we do better and serve and working on this profession and how can we build this profession, protect the profession. And it really comes down to the more that chiropractors learn the lasting purpose and how to serve at a greater level and what they're serving, this profession will be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I know for me, it is, and you too, and our DE board, it is always chiropractic first.
Yep.
No ego. It don't matter the work we need to do. It doesn't matter what um, the other parts of the profession say. It's always going to be chiropractic first.
That's right.
Always.
That's
And 61 years at DE. And if you want, like, it's not like, oh man, I wished I had that group. You can have that.
right.
October 10th through the 13th, we're going to be in Florida. Beautiful Sand Key. You can have that. Just like
October?
we talk. What?
October? What month's it now? February.
No, April. What did I say?
April. You said
April.
October. Well, we got April first.
Dude, we got April and July.
Yeah, and then October.
Oh gosh. It's Tuesday. But you can have that. Like we talk about patients, they can have health. You can have a camaraderie. You can have that connection with people at DE, but you got to show up.
Got to show up.
You got to show up. It's got a call from or text from a guy yesterday morning, just barely knew. He just like, I appreciate your friendship. Appreciate your friendship. And I've not ever talked to him on the phone. I've only in passing said hello to him. But since this past meeting, I've just been kind of reaching out to him a little. And he's coming back around. He's getting more connected again to himself, to his family, and his life's changing.
I look at the research, and one of the biggest researches I've seen are people that came to DE for a couple of years, and their life was just climbing, doing awesome. And then they kind of get in that lazy space and they get comfortable and they miss one and miss one. And now 2, 3 years go by, and all of a sudden you walk and they're in the room, and you go give them a hug and talk to them. They're like, I needed to get back here. And by the end of the
Yeah.
weekend, they're like, I'm never doing that again. Like
Mhm.
the researchers, they felt the disconnect by not showing up, not being around
Mhm.
their like-minded tribe, things that crept into their life because they allowed space for things to creep into their life. We're showing up to DE, we hold each other accountable
Yeah.
to do the right thing because it's the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, you've busted me more than a handful of times. Like, what are you doing?
Hmm.
I'm like, I don't know, man. You like, get it together. Like this is not how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, shit, you're right. You know, you're right. I know, and I've told this story before. I don't know if I've mentioned you by name in it, but um, our AV guys, Rando and those boys, they had this skateboard that was battery powered with a remote control. So you could just stand up. You didn't have to kick. I don't do skateboards. Um, on a gravel dirt road, there was never any place to ride one. So never had one. But downstairs in the hotel, I'm like, dude, let me ride on my belly and you operate this thing. So he sent me down the hall. I was moving, bailed off. I'm like, I'm coming back full throttle. So
Yeah.
he gave it full throttle. I bailed off before I hit the sofa. I think I broke my pinky finger. And he's like, let's go outside where we have more room. And I'm like, that's right, let's go outside. And you grabbed me by the neck and said, no, you're not going. You're coming with me. Leave him alone. And you saved me,
I didn't want you getting
because
hurt, man. You got people to take care of.
you're like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
And that couch stopped you. We don't need you smashing cement and busting your head, breaking an elbow.
No, no. And like you said a million times, sometimes love's the left hook
Right.
where you're like, you're coming with me. Leave him alone. Let's go.
Yeah, I got a problem where I love people so much. I tell them the truth. I won't
Yeah.
stand by and watch people just walk off a cliff.
Hmm.
And sometimes people don't like it. And I think that's where my whole quote came from. Sometimes love's a left hook. I want people to
Yeah.
be honest with me. And I may not
Hmm.
like it if I'm doing something wrong or I'm off course. And I know I have been where my buddies at DE have said, yo, bro, that ain't right. Chill. Just happened to me the other day. I did something stupid and I got called out, and then we talked it through. But you got to humble yourself because that's how you grow and raise your standard and raise the bar, whatever we want to call it. But if you have the right people around you, they're going to help you do it, which is going to help you keep growing.
Yeah. And when you get those people around you, when you just surrender to that, be like, these people are going to look after me. They love me. They take care of me. If they see something that I don't, I'm going to trust them and go with it.
Yeah.
Like it just may be a blind spot in my mirror that I can't see, but
Right.
I'm going to trust them. And when you surrender to that and all in with that, and you can't do that with everybody. It's just a select few. Where like you don't need to do this or you need to do this. You're missing this opportunity. It can go both ways, but you have to trust those people.
Yeah. And if you surround yourself with the right people, you're good,
Yep.
because then you become the right person and you're fulfilling your purpose. You're not going to make those stupid mistakes anymore because you're going to learn.
Yep.
Right? It's like a
Yep.
child raising children. At some point they got to get it. If you're firm enough and you hold them accountable. The same
Yep.
thing comes with your friends and who you surround yourself with. People come to DE and they're going to say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Why don't you have these vendors? Why don't you do? It's not chiropractic. That's our
Mm-hmm.
litmus test. That's
Mm-hmm.
our answer for everything. We're
Yep.
not judging everybody, but in this space, we're keeping it pure. And
Yeah.
pure
I'm
is
not. I'm not gonna back down from it. It's
no,
always the same. Kid asked me the other day. He sent me like those. What do you call those spoon things that you graftons or graphins? Um, just like a big aluminum arch that you rub out muscles with. He's like, what do you think about this? I'm going to order some on Amazon. I'm like, why would you do that? Like work on your toggle,
Listen,
work on
bro,
your listings.
I'm a licensed massage therapist. Not many people know that about me.
Hmm.
Before I went to chiropractic school, I wanted to see how I liked working on the human body. Like if it was for me, could I do it? And I met Ivan Lendel's massage therapist, who then became a chiropractor. And I went to his office, and he was very pivotal in me wanting to become a chiropractor. He said, "Why don't you go to massage school? It's a year." I went to in New York City, the Swedish Institute. My first client out of school was Andre Agassi. I got hired by the U.S. Open, and my first person I ever worked on was Andre Agassi. I BS'd my whole way into the thing. The teachers loved me at the school, and they're like, "This is your guy." And I was working on Courier, Sampras, Chang, McEnroe, the biggest of the bigs, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I could pick apart with my two hands any muscle in the body better than anybody.
Hmm.
And rubbing a spoon in a piece of metal to do myofascial release to me is a gimmick, right? If
Yeah.
your hands are weak and you need to do that,
Yeah.
sure. But a damn chiropractor shouldn't be doing that. They were teaching us this
Mm.
stuff in massage school that took a year to learn, not to become a doctor and be rubbing out someone's trapezius muscle. It's
Yeah.
good. Go to a massage therapist, not a chiropractor. And I could
Yeah.
say that
It's
because I
beneficial.
maintained my license. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And it's beneficial for them, but we have a bigger purpose of
Right.
freeing up a locked upper cervical region, a locked vertebra. Free that up, give them their life back. That don't mean you don't go get a massage. But
Right.
man, when there's, you know, 30 people waiting, there's no spoons involved.
Am I
You
going to
know,
rub a
like what's the,
levator or am I going to free up an atlas? Like what's more impactful at that moment? I'll
yeah,
take the atlas any day.
yeah, any day, any day. But yeah, I mean, where is our time best served at?
I like that.
It's
Yeah.
always taking care of the spine.
Yep.
You know, like and that don't mean the other stuff is not beneficial. It is.
Right.
Like it's great. Go get a massage. Go whatever else, acupuncture, all that stuff. But now if I go get acupuncture, I want some little Asian dude to do it, where that is the only thing that he does.
And he learned it from like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and then like he has me set cross-legged, and there's needles in me with clumps of incense hanging off of them, smoking. You know, that's what I want. I
Yeah.
don't want the mixer acupuncturist.
And let me tell you, that stuff's real. Like part of my training
Yeah,
in Manhattan was shiatsu. Like I'm trained in shiatsu and the whole meridians and doing it by hand. And I met people that were studying to be acupuncturists. Their exam was intense. You got a body on a table and they use these special laser lighting things to see if you found the meridian. And if you were off, you failed because now you're going to
yeah,
mess up someone's flow, their chi. Like it was hardcore. It wasn't a weekend course or welcome to Connecticut. Part of your license is you could do acupuncture. That's a joke. Like these people are training years to study in this art because it works. Like that whole
that's
thing,
what I mean.
it works. But you better go to someone who's like Mr. Miyagi, who's trained thousands of hours in it. I think
Exactly.
that's great. But to go to some a weekend course and is going to stick a needle and no, thank you.
I think
No,
that's
thank you.
it. Maybe that's it. Like, no, I want to go to the guy that has dedicated his life to that.
He's
You
got a
know, that
higher
all of his
standard.
eggs.
Yes. That's
Yep.
the raise the bar,
That
bro. That's what chiropractors raise the bar. And I'm going to learn how to
he
test
is.
that atlas three different ways that I could take care of a lot of personality types and change their life.
Yep.
There we go. We've
Yep.
got full circle, Drew Henderson.
That's it, man. It's still raising the bar. It
That's
don't
right.
matter if you're an acupuncturist, a car mechanic, a painter, raise the bar. Be the best at what you do.
That's right, my man. Well, I think we could finish up with that because I think we came full circle with the big picture. Innate definitely provided a solid message,
Yeah.
and we just need
Yeah,
people
it
to
is.
keep sharing this. Listen, a lot of people shared the last couple discussions we had, man. Things are getting out there. So we thank everybody for doing that.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Patients are even saying like, "Hey, I'm watching that Wake Up Humans thing." Like, yeah, subscribe to it. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. Just subscribe. If you listen to it, it will improve your life.
And that's the only outcome we're looking for.
Yeah.
All right, my man. I love you. Have a great night, pal. God
Yeah,
bless.
man. Love y'all too. We'll see you when we see you.
You got it, my man. Out.